Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. A very sad incident has happened again. And this is where you hear say friendship gone sour. This is a young man who has now passed away all because of 1,000 naira to get him treated, but was rejected in the hospital. The 26-year-old guy is called Oluwaseun Adebowale. He has been poisoned to death by his own friend from Omi Adio area of Oyo State, Nigeria. And this is how this whole thing happened just within a short period of time. And it's going to shock everybody. It's going to be very painful hearing this because the way this guy passed away would have just been simply avoided. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Oluwaseun, who is the deceased guy, he lives in Abuja but said to have been invited by his childhood friend who is Ogurinadi Ahmed. And when he arrived Oyo State, because he's his close friend, he didn't have anything on mind and he was so excited to meet him again after the separation due to their distance. On going there, his friend now decided to take him out to have fun. He took him to a hotel where he was allegedly poisoned. This unfortunate incident just happened on Friday, July 16th, 2021. The victim was later rushed to the hospital, but doctors insisted that the sum of 1,000 naira must be paid before they can even start any treatment on him. Look at how this poor young man would have survived. He would have been living today if not for this negligence, or what will it be called? Is it an act of wickedness that has led this guy to be called a dead person today? For them to just administer treatment to this young man, all because of 1,000 naira. It's not 20,000 naira, it's not 50,000 naira, just 1,000 naira. The doctors refused and insisted that they must pay that 1,000 naira before he can be treated. Isn't this so sad? And to see how this whole incident transpired, how the whole thing started. The late guy traveled to Oyo State on Tuesday, July 13th, and after he was invited by his friend Ahmed on Friday, they went to the hotel where his friend took him to go and make him feel at home. You know, that kind of a thing when you go meet your friends, they want to hang out, take you out just to give you some treats since you are the one visiting them. And that was exactly what this his childhood friend did to him. But unknown to this guy that this guy who called himself his childhood friend never had good intentions towards him. But when they got to the hotel, the young man who passed away had taken a food and a drink given to him in the same hotel by this particular friend of his. And when he had taken that food and drink, he realized that something was not okay with him. He started reacting gradually. It was a gradual process. It's not like it happened immediately. And what Oluwaseyi had to do, that the late guy, decided that let him call his brother who is based in Russia, so that at least let him give an information before anything goes wrong with him. When he now called his brother and told him that his friend Ahmed gave him something to take and he didn't really understand what was happening to him, he gave him food, gave him drinks, which with a free mind he collected, but right now that he's not understanding anything about his body anymore, that he was in severe pain. But his brother, who is in Russia, responded based on how his brother had communicated with him, and he now had to let his brother to alert the hotel management or hotel officers or people walking around, just to raise an alarm so that they can come to his rescue. His brother is not there, and before he may call family members, who knows the distances where they are. The only way out was for his brother Oluwaseyi to alert whoever works there so that they can help him out. And funny enough, how bad this thing is. When his brother now had to communicate with him, he tried to find out, okay, where is that your friend or the person you claim you were with or took you there? He had to let his brother know that that guy is actually sitting down there and looking at him and didn't want to assist him at all. And to make matters worse, when he now alerted the hotel management or people around, and they wanted coming into the room, this same Ahmed guy, his own friend, just sat down there and was watching him go through paint and refused to open the door because the guy was still on the phone with his brother. He allowed him, see how wicked this guy can be. He allowed him to be communicating with his brother. He knew that his brother is in Russia, his brother can't do anything. And the hotel management, except someone will come into the room before they can assist him. When someone was able to understand that something was going on in that room, he now had to come to see how they can go into the room to assist Oluwaseyi while he was wailing for help. Ahmed sat down there and refused to open the door, just wanted his friend to go have a gradual process in this pain and then die off. You know, there are some pains that you go through, it comes gradually. It's not like a speedy pain that will kill the person instantly. This his friend was so mean that he gave him a poison that would kill him slowly so that the guy would go through pains before he would finally pass away. And that was exactly what happened. And when the hotel officers came and tried to open the door and realized that no one was opening the door, meanwhile Ahmed was just in the room sitting down there and didn't want to even respond. When the time the hotel management decided that they would have to force the door open, they forced that door open to their greatest dismay. They didn't even know that someone was in the room with Oluwaseyi. All for them to force the door open and saw Ahmed, his childhood friend, sitting down there and watching Oluwaseyi die gradually. And that was when they had to now rush him to the hospital. To make matters worse, when they got there, they said before they can administer any treatment to him, the doctor insisted that they must pay a sum of 1,000 naira to enable them start the treatment. Unfortunately, people who just took him there randomly didn't have anything in their possession. What they had wasn't up to 1,000 naira. And as the management in the hospital insisted that they must pay that 1,000 before they treat him, what would they do? They had to now start rallying around to see if they can raise 1,000 naira so as to pay and get this guy treated. But first, what happened was this. They took him to a hospital. The first hospital rejected him because they thought it was poison, and so they didn't want to get involved. Why will the hospital be doing that? And that was when they decided to now take him to this other hospital. When they rejected him from that hospital because they felt they didn't want to get involved with anything poison, they now had to rush him to the second hospital where the doctor insisted that until he pays a sum of 1,000 naira before they can give him oxygen to support his breath. And no one, including the suspect Ahmed, was able to provide the money. And the hospital couldn't spare a life because of 1,000 naira. And this was how this guy stayed there gradually and he passed away. The suspect and the hotel manager have been arrested by the police. And the police also allegedly found some charms in Ahmed's house. There's a video clip I'm going to be leaving behind. You will see where the police is parading Ahmed, his friend, and the hotel manager. Look at how this young man just lost his life. Why would you not treat someone all because he has taken poison? That's what made the first hospital to reject him. And to make it worse again, look at the distance. Imagine how they have left the hotel down to the first hospital. This guy was still alive and breathing. They now went to the second hospital where they now requested for 1,000 naira before they can administer oxygen, because at that time the boy was already losing his breath. The only way he could survive was for them to administer that oxygen to him so as to sustain his breath until they continue with the further treatment. But this hospital refused and said they must get 1,000 naira. So they just watched this guy die gradually, because the hotel management people that ran in there to rescue this guy had to carry his friend along with him to the hospital, and that same childhood friend couldn't even release 1,000 naira for them to get this young man Oluwaseyi treated. This guy just lost his life within Tuesday and Friday that he arrived Oyo State. You can see how some people are very, very wicked. Now, why have you killed this young man whom you claim is your childhood friend? And out of the trust Oluwaseyi had for Ahmed, that was why he left all the way from Abuja. He works in Abuja. He now had to take this days off so as to spend time with his friend. And his plan was that over this weekend, by Sunday, he would now travel back to Abuja and continue working Monday today. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Now, going to the part of the doctors, isn't there something that can be done? This is not the first time. A lot of people have lost their lives all because doctors have insisted that there must be a deposit before they can start treating any patient. I thought doctors are meant to be instruments used to save lives. Instead, they are now seen as instruments used to take lives away. And how do these doctors and nurses feel watching someone whom you can see dying? Instead of them saving that person, they are after the money. Something needs to be done about things like this. I think either there should be some sorts of awareness that should be created in hospitals, and management should sit down and look critically into this. Should this continue? Some people can't even feed themselves. Some amount of money they'll be requesting for a huge amount of money. Some people would even tell the doctors, okay, please, this is what I have for now. Can you commence the treatment while I go rally round to see how I can raise money? Some of these doctors will stay there and insist and tell the person no. Why should people lose their loved ones all because of the inability of doctors to sympathize with people, even watching these people die gradually? This guy's life would have been saved because his death was a gradual one. His friend knew what he was doing. His friend wanted him to have a slow death. And in that slow death is a death of pain, because Oluwaseyi called his brother and was wailing and crying that he is actually in a severe pain right now as he was talking to him. And his brother needed to find out, alright, the person whom you claim you went to, where is he? He had to tell his brother that he's seated there watching him go through this pain. It's just so unfortunate that it has happened like this. So right now, Ahmed has been transferred to the police headquarters with the hotel management. Why is the hotel management involved? And this is the reason. How come he fed him with the food from the hotel that was actually poisoned? It obviously means that either Ahmed was working with someone in the hotel who was able to bring that food to them and the drinks that Oluwaseyi took and got poisoned. So there are two things involved. It's either he arranged and they prepared a special meal, he gave them the poison to put in before bringing it to the room, or he had to either use tricks to ask Oluwaseyi to go outside or to go and do something when the food was almost coming, and as soon as the food had come in, he now poisoned it. So these are two things that may have happened, and that is why the hotel manager has been arrested as well, because there should be something one of them may know. Either there's a conspiracy somehow, or it's a planned work, or either Ahmed paid some of the staff to help him carry out his evil act. Probably, who knows, maybe he carried out this act alone. And when the police got to his house, to make matters even worse again, this guy, probably he has used his charm, incantations, or whatever to put that poison in Oluwaseyi's food and drink, unknown to Oluwaseyi that he was just coming to his own death. Now, with this, some people would lose trust in friends. The other day, a lady was crying openly. The video went viral where her own best friend, whom she harbored in her house, they've been friends for years. They go out together, do things together. And so when this friend came around, she now had to allow her friend to stay there with her. And she planned that on her wedding day, this friend that she has been with for so many years will be her chief bridesmaid. Known to this girl that her own best friend had bad intentions towards her. And on a fateful day, when this lady, the owner of the house, left for work, she left her friend who came visiting in the house. The time she usually come back home, she didn't come back home at that time. She came back home much earlier than the time she used to come back. When she got into the room, what did she see? A calabash where her friend had put her picture with a liquid like blood and with other items that belonged to her, put it inside that calabash with the red liquid inside of it. And so when her friend just came in, this kind of unplanned movement, and then the person in the house had already timed her and knowing the time she usually come back from work. But unfortunately, that did not happen. So she now decided to carry out her usual activities of her incantations or whatever she was planning to do to her friend. And her friend bumped into her and saw her with the calabash with her own picture inside and some items that belonged to her in a red liquid. That was how this lady screamed and started crying, asking her friend, "What are you doing? What have I done to you? So I took you as my best friend. I made plans with you, kept you in my own home, even planned to use you as my chief bridesmaid on my forthcoming wedding. All for me to see that you are out there planning evil, either planning to kill me or destroy me." That was how this lady, who is her own friend, was speechless, because when you are caught up in the act, horrible like that, some people will be speechless that they can't even have anything to say because she didn't expect that her friend would bump into her. You could see the guilt and the shame all over her friend's face. Her friend just sat down there on the floor and couldn't even say a word. Meanwhile, the owner of the house kept on crying and saying, "What wrong have I done to deserve this kind of evil?" So you see now that some friends can't even be trusted. People should be very, very careful, because not everybody is happy for your progress. And especially when you have a friend who is not successful like you, be very, very careful. Oluwaseyi was doing his job, working in his office, in his company in Abuja. Meanwhile, Ahmed is there in Oyo State. That's where they all grew up together. They are both from Oyo State. Who knows what Ahmed is doing? From all indication, Ahmed may not have been as successful as Oluwaseyi is. And probably this could have been an act of jealousy. He felt maybe his friend Oluwaseyi is up there in Abuja and being successful, whatever he's doing there, appears to be a better person than him who is there in Oyo State. And for him, that thing gave him pain. The only way for him to leave was to get his friend killed. And he planned it very, very well. And look at the amount of trust that Oluwaseyi had on Ahmed for him to travel all the way from Abuja. Took days off to come and be with his childhood friend, unknown to him that he was just coming to meet his death. Look at, between Tuesday and Friday, this guy has gone. And why are some people so mean to the point that they don't even consider the people they are trying to kill? They are not even putting their family and loved ones into consideration. Look at how he has put this guy's family into great mourning. So I'm leaving the video behind so you would see the wicked friend Ahmed and the hotel manager being paraded by the police. How wicked can some people be? Please, if you're out there and you are not comfortable with anybody you call your friend, please desist from that person. There are sometimes you as a human being, you would have feeling that something is not right about somebody or about a friend. Once you start having that feeling, you should be cautious of what you do, things you say around that person, and be very, very careful when you are more successful than someone you call your best friend. Watch carefully. Be mindful of your environment because some of them can never be trusted. But I'm glad that the police have got this guy arrested, and they should do something regarding the fact that hospitals reject people all for money. Without that money, they would not treat that person. They would rather watch the person die than save their lives. Friends, what do you all think about this? This guy sat down, invited his friend, and unknown to his friend that he was coming to meet his last day on earth. And also the management. Guys, do you think that the hotel management has a hand in this? Do you think either maybe one of the staff planned this with Ahmed, or do you think that Ahmed planned this alone using the charms that was found in his house? Please, if you have anything to say, you could put that down at the comment section. Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.
You get one list. Oh yeah, I know what this is. Oh yeah.